Today is a nuanced session, strong in some areas, weak in others. Here is the full picture. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. Here is your complete Forex market briefing for July 30th. Currency markets are being driven by a complex mix of central bank policy, geopolitical risk, and shifting growth expectations. Let us break it all down. Here is a snapshot of how the major currency pairs are trading today. Euro to US dollar is trading at 1.15, gaining 0.71% on the session. The world's most traded pair is driven by ECB versus Fed rate differentials. The move in the dollar reflects reports that Indian banks have raised $32 billion under dollar inflow schemes, RBI chief tells Hindu Business Line. Pound sterling to US dollar is trading at 1.34, gaining 0.7% on the session. Sterling is highly sensitive to UK inflation data and Bank of England rate guidance. Investor sentiment is being shaped by S&P 500, NASDAQ futures edge higher ahead of Fed decision, chip stocks wobble, WTVB. US dollar to Japanese yen is trading at 163.31, losing 0.34% on the session. Dollar yen tracks the US-Japan rate differential and Bank of Japan intervention risk. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. USD SGD is trading at 0.7756, gaining 0.24% on the session. The Singapore dollar reflects Asian FX sentiment, trade flows, and MAS monetary policy. The move in the dollar reflects reports that Indian banks have raised $32 billion under dollar inflow schemes, RBI chief tells Hindu Business Line. Australian dollar to US dollar is trading at 0.6975, gaining 0.01% on the session. The Aussie dollar closely tracks commodity prices, especially iron ore, and Chinese growth signals. Investor sentiment is being shaped by S&P 500, NASDAQ futures edge higher ahead of Fed decision, chip stocks wobble, WTVB. US dollar to Chinese yuan is trading at 0.1483, gaining 0.4% on the session. The onshore yuan reflects PBOC daily fixings, US-China trade dynamics, and capital flow controls. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. US dollar to Indian rupee is trading at 95.67, gaining 0.08% on the session. The Indian rupee tracks RBI monetary policy, FII and FPI capital flows, and US-India interest rate differentials. The move in the dollar reflects reports that Indian banks have raised $32 billion under dollar inflow schemes, RBI chief tells Hindu Business Line. Now let us look at the macro forces behind today's currency moves. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices rise after US bloc's surprise attack from Iran. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. The key macro overlay remains monetary policy. Investor sentiment is being shaped by S&P 500, NASDAQ futures edge higher ahead of Fed decision, chip stocks wobble, WTVB. Any surprise in the rate path could trigger outsized moves. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 ends higher as investors await tech earnings. The move in the dollar reflects reports that Indian banks have raised $32 billion under dollar inflow schemes, RBI chief tells Hindu Business Line. Our near-term view on Euro to US dollar. Euro to US dollar is in a consolidation phase, a pattern that can precede a significant directional break. Watch the $1.17 resistance and $1.12 support as the boundaries of the current range. Currency markets can move fast and unexpectedly. Central bank surprises, geopolitical shocks, and data prints are the key risks to monitor. Here is what we will be watching closely in the days ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Independent market coverage, no subscription fees, no paywalls. If this analysis saved you time and helped you think more clearly about the market, please like the video. It costs you nothing and it directly funds more content like this. Subscribe for daily coverage across indices, stocks, commodities, Forex, and crypto. Tell us in the comments, what are you watching most closely right now? Thanks for watching MTRS_Market Pulse. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Please conduct your own due diligence. Good luck in the markets, and we will see you in the next video. That is your Forex briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe for daily currency coverage.